I look at this game was not level 2. What I took from this game was not level 2. But I was afraid of Echo E. A push faster. I think I should have gone Murillo's faster. And some misplays I died in misposition. Okay, we'll work on this. We'll put the vision on. Okay. Poke a little bit. Your team, like, just hard ints, I guess. Level 1, whatever. Happens. Okay, right away, you're wrong here because, in my opinion, really what you should be doing is just fucking stand here and just Q this wave. And you know what else? There's some good things about this. First things first, if you ever face somebody, like I faced Shifter playing this shit, I faced a couple good guys playing this shit. You know what they're really supposed to do? They just come here and they Q the wave, and they Q the wave, and you're stuck under tower, and it's really fucking lame. I hate this shit so much. Really, you just want to try to mitigate that. You can't stop it, but you're gonna have to mitigate it regardless, because even if he doesn't throw his Q like perfectly, he's gonna push faster than you in most cases. But you should be trying. Try to slow it down. Try to clear it out, thin it out, because he's just gonna shove into you if he has a brain at all. Yeah, hit all creeps. Yeah, just stop trying to kill him. It's just not gonna work. It's super unlikely he gives it to you. And that shouldn't be your focus. I will grant you this, he's terrible, but like, he's still got 2 pots behind, like 2 corrupting pots behind. He's gonna E-trade? Yeah, he's awful. You are so lucky. He's terrible. Yeah, your focus is just get to your lost chapter as quickly as possible. That's really what you're trying to do. And the best way to do that is to just focus. Just ignore him. If he really wants to press the issue, you know, back up and auto him and then W or whatever, or E. I guess you took, yeah, you took W second, good. But just if he's not trying to push, then you're gonna push and you're just gonna ignore him. You don't want to play against him. You don't want to lane against him. If you can push and harass him, that's a plus. So if you can use your spells to push and deal damage to him, that's good. But really, I would say 80% is focused on just getting the lane out of your way instead of trying to kill him. It's just not a reliable thing to try to kill this guy. His base stats are normally good enough, and his pushing power is normally good enough to where if he really knows what he's doing, if you get 2 out of line, he'll just go for you and he can potentially get your flash and kill you. And there's no point. You outscale him so hard. The only way that he really beats you, I find, is that if he's jamming the wave. Yeah, if he's jamming the wave, the only way he beats you, he jams the wave and then roams around and kills people. And then you suck at farming. And then you're unable to wave clear and he dives you. Basically, is how I would imagine that you would be beat. Or you try to push the wave. He goes for you. You get jungle ganked at a bad time or something. You get caught out, and then you're delayed on your like lost chapter, and you can't really do anything there because now you're going to be just stuck on your tower getting dove. But I'd like to think in silver you're not getting dove very often, as long as you prioritize just pushing first over anything else. There's really, again, if he's in the way, you hit him, but you're mostly ignoring him. Like that's good, pressuring him and pushing. That's more in line with what I want. And then you auto every second you get. So all that dead time, that's 2 autos missed, 3 autos missed. See what I'm saying? Now there, I would have waited, and because I know that there's a wave coming, I would just wait, and then I would queue the whole wave when it shows up so you get extra value out of your Q, your push, and your mana. Right? Because you're going to get the siege creep regardless. And then this wave builds up. And then you get all that Q on this back line as well. right? Because your range is ridiculous. So as long as you wait until, watch how the melee creeps move up, you would have kept this alive. This would still be alive if you didn't waste your Q on it. And then right here, you could charge up your Q and hit all of this. And now we've got, you see what I'm saying? Now we've got that push going. That's what we want. We want this guy just to be kind of under tower. There is literally no reason to flash there ever. He cannot kill you in that spot. He can't do anything to you in that spot. There's no way he kills you. Here, all you have to do is you could just auto him. You could literally just auto him and then Q him and then he's out of lane. Because he's just out of line. He's just going crazy. He takes a tower shot too. I get it. I get why you're playing scared and passive or whatever. But he can't kill you. If you have to use anything, I'd be amazed. I don't think you even have to barrier ever. Just auto him back. All this downtime, when you're just like, what do I do? Auto the creeps that have, like, too much health that you can't... Like, this creep, for example, dies to a tower shot, right? You want to auto that down, and then try to get rid of these creeps, and then let this one live, and then you can juggle it better. Once that Q is used... then you should try to auto here. You still have barrier. He has no cleanse. You're fine if he goes too ham on you. You see how we get worked down sustain-wise? This is why pushing is the most important thing in this lane. Yeah, I would go for push here. Yep. Auto, W backline. W backline. W backline. Quicker. It speeds up the push. I don't know what you're doing here. W. Okay, you waited for Q. That's fine, whatever. Get out. Building towards chapter. That's good. This is what I'm talking about. This is how Echo gets fed more often than not, is just that. See, I feel like we managed this better, we would have probably had him. I don't want to be under tower harassing him or anything, but we probably would have kept him on the back foot the whole time. Which would have been nice, because he's not really doing this right either. He's not focused on pushing either. Yeah, you're focused way too hard on harassing him. Your Q should basically, you should be trying to hit all the creeps every time. Like there, you only hit 2. Here, you should hit the back line as well. See what we have to deal with when you don't focus on clearing? Always under tower. Guess what he gets to do? Run around the map, right? There, you don't want to use W, just auto that once. You keep your mana. You go back again, you buy Lost Chapter. Yeah, that is definitely one of your weaknesses, this game. See how we're missing all these, like... We're so inefficient with our Q usage. Every time we throw it, we miss minions with it. We're not ever really putting this guy in the same position where he's stuck under tower having to deal with it, right? Oh, it's so rough, dude. It's so rough. There, that's the first time you hit the whole wave in like 10 minutes with your Q. Look how smooth that push was. Hard to watch that. Step up, charge Q. There it is. Go hit tower. No, no, no. Hit the tower. No, fuck this shit. It is over. Hit the tower. You're not the fucking J master. You're not gonna go down there and just snipe everybody off. And this guy still has his ult up. Just hit the tower. They're not low enough. Fuck that. You didn't dominate lane. Hit the tower. Just get yourself that gold that you need. From the plate. It's over. The jig is up. No. See, no. We're not killing him anyways. Even in some universe where like we hit everything, he's still just gonna press R. I like this peaceful lane now that we got Lost Chapter. You can't get that plate anyways. The third one, I mean. Because it's gonna fall.
Shut
down. One of the questions I have for you, instead of, well, I don't know why you went Merc Treads right away. You're not going to interact with this guy. I'd rather you just get the AP to shove and ignore. Shove, ignore. If he touches you, like if he hits you, or even Magic Pen, yeah. Like Spell Pen Boots. If he's on top of you, you fucked up anyways, dude. You're fucked. It's bad positioning if you get caught anyways. He's not one of those champions that gets to attack you for free. You know what I'm saying? That's how I view Merc Treads. Good. Ludens. I'm skimming this, guys, by the way, because there's not much to talk about. This is pretty much the matchup in a nutshell. He's playing it wrong. So we're basically stuck under tower. Okay? We're just stuck under tower, chilling. We've never really got initiative because we're never really going for that like aggressive push in this. Yeah, every time you're going for him, you're just... There, you should be thinking about where Kane is and positioning a little bit more defensively, right? We know that he's alive. I get trying to hit towers and everything, but we have more, like, your positioning should be more over here rather than down here because we have more cover this way, right? Our teammates are quicker to land a skill shot if we're this way. We have a better angle that we can flash to if we need to this way. It's just safer. We have Ekram here. It's just safer. We're gonna get more information this way. So always try to correct your positioning. It helps. Wow. We had to use stopwatch and everything, huh? Oh, shit. So you ult to mid. You're kiting back, which is good. Alright, how is this wave under our tower, and why are we off to the side? See how this wave gets to our tower? You're focusing way too much on harassing. See, if it's me, I go here, and I just clear this. I just clear this, and I try to combo between clearing the wave and harassing the people sieging at the same time. That's the goal. What you're doing is you're focusing on harass, which means they get all this free damage to tower. Watch. Because no one on your... Noobs, no one focuses on wave clear. You included, right? So watch what happens to your tower's health. Why? Because you're not making it a priority to clear it. You are the only person in a silver, bronze, gold lobby that gives a fuck about towers. That's why. In your job, you hate when towers fall. You know why you hate when towers fall? When I play like Lux and Xerath, you know I preach this shit so hard? Because all this position from here to here is a fucking death zone for us now. We have nowhere to go to if we get caught. With nowhere to run. Nowhere else to think about. Tower's gone. Makes our game harder. Every tower that falls, our game playing a poke champ gets harder. Because when people have to hit objectives, that's where we profit. Because we get to go, nope, let me poke you now for trying to touch this tower. Nope. Now, guess what? They get to move all through the map and we don't know where they are, and they get vision control, which is the worst situation for poke champ because you like safety of vision and towers. Ooh. 100% I'm clearing mid first. Before even looking at that. Your team goes to dragon. I would go here first because it's a good chance it gets shoved, and I would go and push that in. Because if no one collects it, you get this tower with the minion damage. And then you can just rotate around the side if you need to. But just beelining it because your teams are there, that's not. See, no one's in mid. No one's in mid. Ezreal's mid. Pushes. You would have caught that. You gave Ezreal a free shove. Now he gets to rotate with vision. Now, instead of pushing mid and getting all this farm, you stood around, didn't hit any skill shots, did not get anywhere in this fight. Nothing. That's why I always go for the push over like I would rather poke after I've got some sort of pressure on mid. Shing, shing, shing. The traps. Oh yeah, dude, you are not focused on minions at all. You're playing like support Xerath right now, straight up. Way too fancy. Why are you backing? Push mid. Oh my. You're killing me, dude. I'm skimming this. We're now playing a coin flip game. This is just gonna be. For what it's worth, your positioning doesn't seem terrible here. But it all comes back to the strategy of like, your positioning's like, you're not like feeding and standing in spots where you shouldn't be, but you're also not encroaching on any objectives or really getting any sort of like macro control happening because you don't prioritize minions, like ever. Like, as far as I'm concerned, your mid tower should still be up because no one's had to dive you yet. You should be in mid with your team poking. Your dragon take is fucking useless.
Neace just sub-watched a lot of you coaching the top sludge young and have a hard time with macro and want to learn how to move games towards a win and just had a word of game to coach. IGN Legend 420. Game. Shaco 6/5/6 KDA on the 4th of November 2019.
Got it. Thank you, man. Yeah, we'll put you on the list. Don't worry. All right. No offense. I don't really want to watch any more of this. It's not that I'm trying to be... It's not that I'm trying to be a dick to you, Gilgamesh. It's just... This is pretty... Here you're finally in a lane. Which is good. You do a lot of you do a lot of running around the jungle and just being weird. Like, stay in mid, shove mid, stay in a side lane, shove that lane, then rotate to mid. That's your job, PokeChamp. PokeChamp hates the jungle. PokeChamp hates the fucking... PokeChamp does not want to go anywhere near objectives until mid is shoved. And then you rotate to objectives and control the map that way. You get maximum information. You shove a lane and it hits the tower and no one defends it, and then you start rotating to objective, you get to go, maybe this isn't that safe, and then you can start kind of encroaching on people's territory by hitting the tower, trying to fish out where people are. But what you've done this game is you've kind of taken this like support line where you just kind of run through the jungle randomly and try to like poke people randomly. But it's not your priority. Your priority isn't doing that. Your priority is lane dominance. You have a fucking Caitlyn. You have a fucking Vel'Koz. You will literally just spam your spells in a straight line behind minions. That is it. That is your role. Anything else deviating off that path is wasteful. Sure, you've got a bunch of assists. Sure, you haven't died, which I'm giving you credit for. That's good, because it's hard to not die on Xerath. So it's not like you're just monkeying around and like running into people. You are aware of where people are, but your positioning should be centered around the lanes and the minion waves, not around the jungle and trying to do this like safe poke sniper shit. That's not what your goal is. If you want to do poke, it should be off the back of a push that you set up. Yeah, I mean, it could just be unfamiliarity for sure. Now, see, it's a lot different. It's a lot different when we have to set up a siege in mid, right? Because we can get collapsed on. But at the same time, we're pressuring objectives. So let me tell you what's wrong about this. First things first. I'm okay with this right here. But I'm not exactly sure. Right there. I'm not exactly sure why you feel so confident being pushed up anymore. Because after Ezreal hits that big ult, and we know where Nunu is, Nunu's back in the jungle for some reason, should just be backing up. Why is he drive? Oh, okay. I was very confused. Cut the wave, Nunu. Cut the wave. Go! No, cut the wave, Nunu. Oh, that would have been the pro play by Nunu would have been to cut the wave. Nunu's inting. He's inting. JK's carrying. You guys are all garbage compared to Nunu. Look at him. Vel'Koz not ulting. Don't know why. He hit everything. Weird move, Vel'Koz. Back up. You hate their champions. You hate their champions. You want to make sure that you have a minion wave, so you back up. Nope. You see how you're standing around here? I would literally back up to the minion wave. Your team's diving. But you shouldn't be ulting these guys. You're ulting tanks and shit. That's not how you ult. That's not how you ult. Save your ult for people that you can actually pressure with it. Imagine if instead you just waited to ult somebody like Lux. Or like Ezreal or something. Or Heimerdinger. Those are who you should be ulting. It makes no sense for you to be ulting these tanks. Ult the champion where you can actually make him back and go to base if you start hitting him. That was good. Good pick. You guys get Elder. You back. No, you need to back. And you need to ping Baron is what needs to be happening here. This is a mistake. Yeah, this is terrible. It's a lot of wasted time. After you get that Elder Dragon, you should have backed immediately, ping Baron and rotate it over. Bring a pink ward if you got a slot for it. And try to make that happen. Sell your Doran's Ring and actually bring some pink wards. That's your job now. You need to win Baron. In my opinion, I think that if we had already been positioned here, it might have been different. But it was kind of weird that you guys all, you stayed in lane for so long. You wanted to reset there. Here, do we have vision? Yes, we do. Nunu's inting. And I think this is a good stopping point because we're just going into fucking... I don't even know what to call this territory. This is like the bronze untraveled territory. So the issue is you just didn't fall like I think positionally you're not bad. It's just you didn't follow a routine. So it was just very like a lot of this replay is just you floating around being unsure what to do. And yeah, if you're inexperienced with Xerath, that's part of the problem for sure. The other part of the problem is like your priority when you were poking. Yes, if if you're in front of your teammate and they're getting dove, yeah, actually just use your spells and kite back. Truly, that's fine. But really, what I want to see achieved with poke champs is wave under tower, people trying to wave clear, you poke the shit out of them, repeat, 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 and then you're constantly aware like. We can get dove here and you back up preemptively and then you resume. And you do that over and over and over again until the enemy team wants to blow their brains out. If you were able to get a shove going quicker, then you probably would be in a position where you would get your items faster. You could shove, and the way that you roam, the very important point that I'm trying to make here with all this preaching about this, guys, is that the way that you roam and move around and get to impact the map as Xerath is once the lane is shoved, you rotate halfway down the river and you ult, and you get to do that because you shove and make an enemy defend a turret. And if they're not defending, then you don't roam, because if you roam and get caught, that's why you need the wave shoved in the first place. Because you're not mobile. You can't afford to get caught in the jungle. But see, you weren't really applying any pressure, and you weren't keeping your towers up because you kept doing these weird movements through the jungle. It's all poke champs hinge on waves and just safety of, like, I know where my minions are, I know what vision I have, and the information I don't have is process of elimination. Certain champions like Talon can just say fuck a wave and run around the map like a moron, because their kit affords them that pleasure of doing that, right? But with Xerath, it's like, if you roam around, you're not going to one-shot people. So sneaking around the jungle is fucking pointless. And you're not going to actually be able to safely move into any position you want to, because you're just not that champion, right? That's why those waves need to be pushed under. Pushing and then saying, okay, I'm going to make a quick movement while the wave is jammed, that's fine. But just running around for the sake of running around is what I think hurt this replay the most. And then obviously we talked about lane phase. Cool. All right, YouTube. I hope this helps. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, go to twitch.tv/Neace and sub. If you like my coachings, it allows me to keep doing this every day because I'm a full-time streamer and the subs are actually what pay my bills. You guys are basically the bosses. So thank you. I'm out. Peace. Crackers. Bye, guys.